everyone, Tina here. Obi down there, might stay for class. Today's class we're going to definitely need blocks. Going to be using them to work on some dynamic movement in towards a possible arm balance. Doesn't mean you have to get into that today, but work towards it. And if you like any opening poses, child's pose or something a little bit more grounding, feel free to pause the video and do any of that now, because I'm going to get you started right from standing and get into a pretty heated flow. All right, here we go. Come to standing. We're going to open with a slow sun salute B variation. Excuse me, Obi. So come to the top end of your mat. Bring the toe mounds towards touch. Palms can find heart center. Take a couple of breaths here. And then let's start with chair pose. Knees are going to bend, weight towards the heels, hug your belly button in, arms extend, few breaths. Exhale, take your fold. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale to your first low plank. Upward facing dog. And down dog, exhale. Let's lift that right leg in the air, three-legged dog. And take a big step forward, top of the mat. Drop your back heel down for your warrior one. Keep the lunge forward. Keep the right hip drawing back, left one pulling forward. Arms sweep, warrior one. Hold here for a couple of breaths. Think about once again drawing your belly button in to resist the back bend. A nice deep lunge forward. Relax your shoulders. Exhale, takes you into the fold. Step back, plank, and exhale, low plank. Upward face, inhale. Downward face, exhale. To the other side, left leg sweeps, inhale. Then with your next exhale, take a step forward. Warrior one, dropping that back heel down once again. Get the feet aligned and sweep up. Warrior one, other side. Ground through the pinky edge of that back foot. Keep a bend into that front knee. And exhale, take it down. Step back on the inhale. Low plank, exhale. Upward face, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Few breaths here. And inhale to the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend knees, look forward. Hop or step on the inhale. Fold with the exhale. Here's where we rise up through chair pose one last time to complete the sun B. Few breaths. And then Samastiti. Come all the way to standing. Regular vinyasa. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale, dive down. Stepping on the inhale. Halfway, chaturanga. Exhale. Upward face dog, inhale, and hips high, exhale. Right leg in the air. This time we're going to stack the hip, bend the knee, find a rolling open here. You can even come to tented right fingertips, take a peek underneath your right arm. And then square it off. With your next exhale, try to tap somewhere along that right arm with your right knee. And then inhale, kick high, three-legged dog. Exhale, other side. Try to tap somewhere along left arm. And inhale, three-legged. One more each side. Exhale, right. Inhale. Exhale, left. And inhale. This time, step forward. Exhale, right foot, right thumb. Get nice and grounded. Block maybe on the lowest or medium setting underneath your left hand. Right hand to your right thigh. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, twist right. Option to extend that right arm up towards the ceiling, stacking right shoulder over left, but not allowing that left hip to sink down. Good, right hand comes back down. Block can step forward. Left foot is going to step all the way forward, feet hips distance. Gomukhasana, peace fingers, loop your big toes. Long spine inhale, and you could definitely have bent knees, but find straight arms. Pull your chest forward, and then exhale, release the head and neck. If you've got straight legs, then the elbows can bend out towards the sides to find depth. But if you've got a bend in the knees, I would suggest a nice straight flat back, arms extended. Let's all inhale, straight arms. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, rise up to standing. And exhale, everything finds center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, just bring hands to heart center. Now we're going to take a regular sun B, so one breath per pose. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, step. And exhale, low plank. Upward face. And downward dog. Right foot forward on the inhale, rise up, and right back down on the exhale. Stepping on the inhale, low plank, exhale. Upward face, inhale, downward dog, exhale. Other side, left foot steps, sweep up, warrior one, inhale, and take it right back down, exhale. Inhale, stepping, and exhale, lowering. Upward face, inhale, and downward dog, exhale. Take a couple breaths here. And then lift the heels, bend knees, look forward. Take a hop or step, inhale, fold, exhale. Let's rise through chair pose, inhale. And exhale, everything at center. Definitely nice and warm now. Let's find a regular chair pose, gomukhasana. Hands are going to find heart center for some dynamic movement. Sink a little lower, low chair pose. And then inhale, sweep all the way up, possibly heels rise for a tiptoe balance. And then exhale, land everything in that lower chair. Inhale, rise, getting tall, and exhale, sinking low. 3 more rounds for you if you'd like. And the next time you're in that chair pose, pause for a bit, but stand a little taller. Let's take that right leg, cross it over the left one, working towards your eagle bind. Right toes can definitely touch down for balance, or they lift, working on wrapping behind that back leg. Once you've got the legs, arms extend, bring the forearms in, so nice bend at the elbows, and we're going right underneath the left. And if this isn't working for you, keep the elbows and the forearms just squeezing together. Start by unraveling the arms, hands to hips, right leg swings forward, give a little shake, and then land it down. You can pedal out the feet. Soften the knees again. This time that left ankle is going to rest on top of your left thigh, hands to heart center for your figure 4. Option to take the hips a little lower, like a low chair pose here if you'd like, but just think, the heart is staying lifted the whole time, as opposed to folding forward at the hips. Use the inhale to come all the way up to standing. That leg can extend forward and then plant the feet down. You can pedal out again. Separate the feet pretty wide, like mat distance, toes angled out. Arms extend, inhale, take a big breath to reach up, and we're going to sink into a squat, exhale. You could be on 1 or 2 blocks underneath you to support. Palms can find heart center, and you're working on sitting nice and tall, so the shoulders stacking over the hips. Let's tent the left fingertips out in front of you towards the left side of the mat. Right hand finds your right thigh, right knee. Sit up tall, inhale, and then twist towards the right, exhale. If this is your pose, keep it a little further. That right arm can extend for the back wall. You can also wrap around for a half bind. Left arm has the option to walk a little further in front of you to get lower. Wrap around the front of that shin, and you could make a bind in the back. It would look a little something like this. Wherever you are in the pose, stay for a couple more breaths. And then let's unwind. Come forward. Palms plant out in front of you. Let the hips go high. Toes angle forward and just pedal out the feet. Reset the knees. And then take a step back. Find plank pose. Exhale to take your low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg sweeps, three-legged dog. And then take a step all the way forward, top of the mat. So find your blocks in the tall setting here. We're going to launch forward into your warrior 3. So that right leg is going to become straight and that left leg rises in the air. I like blocks here. It allows you to get nice and tall, flat back, and 2 strong straight legs. Blocks, wrists right underneath your shoulders. And we're going to take this left knee and tap it behind that right shin. So both knees are going to bend, almost like it's a bit of a curtsy. And then we're going to straighten both legs out again. So with the exhale, let's bend the knees, a little bit of a tap. And inhale to straighten. Exhale. And inhale. 2 more. Last one. Use the next exhale to tap and pause. Now we're going to drop the left toes all the way down so they're in line with the right heel. And we're going to sink and walk back. So the knees are going to cross a little deeper and the blocks can come with you to stand up tall with the front of the body. Great place to stay here. We're getting a nice lift through the chest, nice squeeze of the thighs. If you want to work towards balance, hand can work on heart center. Adding a twist, you would once again twist towards the right. Some of you who would like to work towards an arm balance, this would be an eagle leg side crane. So to work towards it, I suggest blocks out of the way. If you've got the twist, the left elbow is going to find that right outer knee area and create a bit of connection there. Then the hands are going to pretty much just fall off the side of the mat, all 10 fingers facing off of the right. And now this right elbow is going to try to find this right outer hip. So you have to bend the elbows quite a bit. The face does come very close to the floor. Once you feel those 2 points of contact on the elbows, lean a little further forward, and then the feet could lift off of the mat. I'll allow you a few breaths to play around with whatever variation you're working on. then begin to come out of the pose the way you came into the pose. Sometimes that's the hardest bit. So we're coming back out of the twist. The hands are going to find those blocks out in front of you again. Stand tall, re-extend warrior three, and then step all the way back. Left foot back the mat. Hands are going to come forward. Step back plank, and exhale low plank. Upward face, and downward facing dog. Let's stay one more time on that right side. Right leg lifts, three-legged dog, and then step it forward. So we're going to find low lunge. Right foot forward, left knee all the way down. You could use blocks to allow yourself to walk up a little taller. Just remember, hips stay low. Try not to have the hips come back with you. Hips nice and low, working on stacking shoulders over the hips then. If you don't need blocks, arms can extend. Take an interlace at the low back. As you draw the knuckles down, you lift your heart towards the ceiling, but you keep lunging forward in that front knee. As you come back to center, arms are going to extend. Let's take this left hand to the upper back so that the elbow is lifted towards the ceiling. And the right hand is going to cup that elbow. Lift the chin so that the head is pressing back, and then take a side lean over towards the right. Come back to center, extend the arms wide, and then let's find those blocks again. So the blocks are going to walk closer to you. Now you let the hips draw back and draw this right foot, cross it over so it's off the left side of the mat now. So you're in a kneeling high eagle pose, similar to what we were just in. You can separate the feet pretty wide. Blocks can hold you up here, or you work towards balance. Hands can find hips. Goal here is to get the hips square with the front of the mat, not having one further in front than the other. Arms can sweep, inhale. Basket hands behind the head. Lift the chest, send the elbows back, and dive up and back for another back bend. Forward. Arms can send wide. From here, we're coming to sit between the feet. So some bodies might be able to just let the feet go wide and sit yourself down. If you have to take another route there, that's fine. Listen up though. If both of your hips are not evenly grounded, that bottom leg should be straight. So you want to feel even grounding through the legs. If it works in your body to keep that leg wrap, keep it. This is your gomukhasana leg bind. So nice tight wrap at the legs, working on stacking the knees. Whatever variation you have, we're going to sit up nice and tall. Further to go, arms extend overhead again. Left hand, upper back. Right hand takes that left elbow. We've been here before, lift the chin. So you can stay here. If there's further to go, that right arm releases and wraps around the low back. Some people might be able to find the hand bind. So this would be your full gomukhasana cow face pose. Press the head back to find lift in the chin. Then you can take a lean forward. Notice how my spine is long and I'm not giving into gravity and letting everything round in. My core is super active, pressing my chest forward. And then come all the way up. Unravel the arms. Let's unravel the legs. Lean back, give a little bicycle kick. And then the feet will come to touch out in front of you, bound angle pose. Bump the hips forward. Hands find the soles of the feet. Sit tall, inhale. Drop your chin to your chest, exhale. lift up on the inhale again. Take the knees, draw them into center, and roll forward. So we're going to work towards a vinyasa. Blocks can sit out of the way. If they're still there, take a jump back or a step back. Find your plank pose. Exhale, low plank. Upward face, inhale. And downward face, exhale. All right, working to the other side. Let's lift left leg in the air, three-legged dog. Stack and roll open here. Finding any movement you liked. Left fingertips can tent, getting more length on that left side. And straighten square off. We're going to take that left knee and glide forward, try to tap somewhere along left arm. Inhale, kick back, three-legged dog. And then the exhale, try to tap right arm. One more each side. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, tap left. Inhale. And exhale, right. Inhale, three-legged dog. Take a step forward, left foot all the way to the top of the mat, taking that twist. So right hand down on the block, left hand, left thigh. Open, twist to the left. Right hip is not drooping down. Have a strong right leg and the left arm can extend. Left hand down for a moment. Block can step out of the way. Right foot is coming all the way forward. So a big step forward. Feet can find hips distance. This time let's step on your hands. Padahastasana. Knees can definitely bend. Get as much of the palm underneath as possible. Inhale the chest forward and then exhale, release. See if you can really step down through the balls of the feet as well, not just resting all the weight in your heels. Long spine, inhale. Good. Extract the hands, exhale. Send the chest forward, get a nice long spine. Inhale, sweep all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Bring the feet closer in, coming to that eagle pose on the other side. So you can find a tiny chair pose. Now that left leg high crosses over the right one. Squeeze the legs in together. And then if you're working on the balance, those toes can touch down so they're close to the mat. Or you can work the full wrap. Right hip forward, try not to let it sink back. And then you add the arms. So a bend at the elbows, bring the arms in. And if there's further to go here, you take that left elbow underneath the right one. Elbows are lifting away from your body and the forearms are pressing away from your face. Start by unraveling the arms. Hands to hips, straighten that left leg, land it down. You can give a little pedal. And then figure four, other side. A tiny bend in the knees. Now your right ankle is on top of your left thigh. Palms find heart center. Great place to stay is right here, or you sink the hips a bit. Use your inhale breath to stand tall. Extend right leg, land it down, pedal out. Feet are going to step wider towards mat width. Toes angle out, big sweep up. Stay here for an added breath. Extend the fingers. And then take it into that squat. If you used a block, find your block again. Weight is in towards the heels. Chest is lifted. Adding the twist. Right hand steps near the right side of the mat. Left hand, left thigh, sit up tall, inhale, and twist left, exhale. If you're working the bind, left arm can extend and then wrap. Right arm is in front of the shin, that's the tricky piece, and the hands can meet behind you. All the while, still trying to sit up nice and tall, bringing weight towards the heels. And unravel the hands forward, and then take a nice walk out in front of you. Allow the chin to drop towards the chest. Bring some space to your upper back. Hands walk back. Option for your gomukhasana, crane pose here if you'd like it. If you're working towards crane pose, I would take a block out in front of you and create a triangle with the hands. So the block out in front and the hands are behind, kind of right in front of the feet. Legs are going to squeeze against the arms, or a little bit more advanced, they're going to rest on the backs of the arms. Rock the weight forward towards the balls of the feet, and the face does come pretty close to the mat. So that's where maybe you lean the forehead out to that block, and then it could feel easier to lift one foot up at a time. Maybe both feet rise at the same time. And then you can always work on lifting the head away from the block. Play around for a couple more breaths. And then the feet can land down. Let's take a walk of the hands forward, a lifting of the hips. Let the feet pedal again. And then take a step back, plank pose. Exhale to your low plank. Inhale, chest forward, upward face. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're getting off those wrists. Let's lift that left leg again and take a step forward. Finding that warrior three. So the blocks here get nice and tall, and that right leg is going to lift all the way up into the air. If you look underneath you, those left toes, the right toes should be angled straight down. So the big toe and even the pinky toe helps you keep that right hip from hiking. Couple breaths in your warrior three. Kick that right heel back. And then let's take right knee, tap left calf. Both the knees are going to bend. And straighten back up to that warrior three. Tacking on the breath, exhale, bend and tap. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale. And inhale. 2 more rounds. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale, bend. Here's where we're going to pause and take it further. Right toes touch straight down. Try to get them behind that heel, not touching, but in line with that heel. And then the knees are going to cross as you let the hips sink down. Balance would be hands finding heart center. Furthermore is the twist towards the left, and see if that right elbow can already find the outside of that left knee. If you'd like to go towards the arm balance again, I just need to move for some space. You keep the connection of the right elbow against that left knee, and then the hands are going to come down, maybe even off the side of the mat. Give yourself some space. Bend the elbows enough so that left elbow comes to the outside of that left hip. Your face comes close to the mat. Counterbalance, then the legs rise off of the mat. Play for another breath. And then come out the way you came in. See if you can land the feet. Walk forward again. Come through your warrior three to extend through the legs. And then step that right foot back. Blocks to the side. Left foot back, plank pose. Pause here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, drop the knees down. Let the knees go a little wider. And find a child pose. Sink the hips down. It could feel nice to reach the arms behind you, give a circling to the wrists, especially if you did have that arm balance. You could also take a hold of opposite wrists, give them a squeeze. Then reach the arms forward. Let's come through tabletop. Tuck the toes. Lift downward facing dog. Left leg in the air. Step forward, left foot, left thumb. Low lunge. Drop that right knee down, untuck the toes. So you want left knee over your ankle. And without losing the depth of the hips, you can use your blocks to then press down and lift the torso. Arms can go side. Take a hold of the hands at the back, a nice interlace. Keep lunge forward, but extend the knuckles down. Reach your heart towards the ceiling. So it's more of an up and then back as opposed to just crunching at the low back to get back. And then come center, sweep the arms up. The right elbow is bending, so the hand's at the upper back. Left hand takes a hold of that elbow to draw it in, but notice if everything's kind of crunching up and the chin is dropped. Relax the shoulders. Press the head back so the spine is completely neutral, and then take your side lean towards the left. Center and the arms can extend. Take a hold of your blocks. Now bring the hips back so the blocks come back underneath you. Left leg is going to send across to the right side. So we're crossing at the knees again. You can bump yourself back towards the center of your mat. The feet are going to go pretty wide. Get a little taller. Less reliance on the blocks. Hand can find hips. And bring that right hip forward. Try not to let it drag back. Sweep up. Now simple basket behind the head this time. Press the hips forward, lift the front of the body, up and back. Through center, arms can release. We're coming to sit. So you're sitting between the feet. That could be taking another route, crossing the legs and then recrossing them. So find the cross that you found on the first side. Working on the knees, stacking. Mine aren't quite stacked. My hips are pretty tight. Feet, ideally equidistant from each other. So if you've got really tight hips, that might not be today, and that's fine. But if you notice that left hip is completely hiked up and the right one is super grounded, then let go of that bottom leg so that the feet, so that the hips are evenly grounded. Once you've got your leg wrap, let's sweep the arms up. That right hand finds the upper back again. Left hand cups that elbow, lift your chin. Going further, left arm releases wide and around the low back. It could slide up and find the hand. So just be mindful that the shoulders are soft here. that your chin is lifted and the head is in line with your spine. Keeping all of that hinged forward at the hip. So it's not a rounding and seeing how low you can get nose towards the knee. It's a pressing of the chest forward so that your spine stays nice and long. And then come up. Release the arms wide. Hands behind you. You can bicycle the legs out. And then let the legs go wide like a V shape. Hands behind you. Bump your hips forward. Feet are nice and active. Hands can walk inside. So you're sitting up nice and tall. Try not to round into it and lose all of your core. Draw navel towards spine. Stack shoulders over hips. Keep all of that length and walk forward and towards the fold. That could be staying on hands, maybe all the way down to elbows. Blocks could be a nice in-between place. Good. Stand up tall again. Blocks out of the way if you use them. Pop the knees, bring the legs back together. And we're going to come forward to your very final vinyasa. So you can cross and roll over. Palms plant and feet step back. Inhale here in your plank pose. Then glide it forward. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And final down dog, exhale. You can take a couple last movements here. And then let's look forward, come to sit. And then come all the way onto your back. We're going to end with a bridge pose to open up the front of the body, open up the tops of the hips. So toes slightly angled in so that the feet are parallel. Fingertips could graze the heels. Press the feet down and inhale the hips towards the ceiling. Hands can interlace under your body, rocking more onto the shoulders. Give some space to the throat by lifting the chin a bit. Release the hands if you took it, hips sink back down. Give yourself a hug in. You can circle the knees one direction and the other, getting into your low back. And let the knees drop over towards the right. Arms can go wide, or you can find that cactus bend again and gaze left. Pass back through center. And then let the knees go left. Gaze right. And come back to center. You can give the knees a final squeeze in. You could also take a happy baby, taking a hold of either the soles of the feet or behind the thighs and drawing the legs down to the sides. you're watching this through my YouTube channel, you might pause the video now so you can come into rest. Take up as much space on your mat as you would like. If there's any final poses you'd like, feel free to take those. And if this is the end of your class, thanks for joining. If you're able to find any rest at the end, a couple of minutes, please do so. You deserve it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. And I'll see you next week. Namaste.